but looking for some possible bunny walking and all that. A bunch of bunny walking.
Yep, bunny walking can be entertaining, especially if you have the mirror. You can activate Super Bunny.
Oh, and right off the bat, we already find Ganon Hole in the back of Escape Drop Down.
So Ganon not hiding very well today. And we've got a vanilla uncle. So it looks like oneup is doing a little bomb farming there. Meanwhile, Daaanty walking out. Not a whole lot in Uncle, so gonna go check where the castle entrance leads. And it's the back of desert, so good knowledge to have, but can't do much there yet.
Yeah, and seeing this is crossroad key sanity. We need the big key and a fire source and a good weapon to beat Landmolas.
So oneup finding Paradox, a good find, but is gonna hold on for now. A lot of times in entrance, you'll find things that are places that involve like a drop down, such as Spectacle Rock, Paradox Cave, where you could end up getting trapped after you go through there. So you want to make sure you're ready to go in before you commit to that. All right, so Daaanty doing some bunny walking, and check it out what's going on in the dark world here. And we've got Turtle Rock Big Chest entrance in the bombable hut back there.
We've also got Misery Mire over in the Dark World Sahasrara area. Also over in Kakariko, we kind of have a very close to vanilla restock hut, but it's in Chicken Hut this time instead of the bomb left hut.
And the back of the tavern is always vanilla. I'm not sure as to if that's a design limitation or something, but
I mean, it has to do with the fact that that's the only entrance that you come from above. Daaanty finding Ice Rod Cave over in the Hype Pyramid Fairy Cave in Light World, but only just bombs for his troubles.
And oneup is gonna farm some cash at the Arrow game, finding that in the Bush Hut.
Daaanty did not open that chest in the Bomb Hut, which was over by the Flute 5 spot in the Dark World, because you cannot open chests as a bunny. There is a way around that, but you need to have the mirror.
Yep, and it's basically the same idea as Super Bunny Cave, if you've ever done Super Bunny Cave. If you are a bunny, you can drop down a hole, or if you hit the magic mirror at the same time as on the same frame as going through a doorway, you'll activate Super Bunny, which can use potions, lift items, and open chests.
All right. Another news: we have found we have now found where Ganon is. It is in the Magic Bat Cave. nice to know we won't have to beat Aghanim just to go face off again. And speaking of Aghanim, there's his tower over in the Light World shopping mall where the Ice Rod Cave normally is.
And what up finding left side entrance of desert in Cack Long left. And the bar moved just up the street.
Half 50% return on the bottle vendor today. Speaking of bottles,
And Daaanty doing a little bit of a sequence break here, checking out what's on the hobo. These are always nice checks in entrance, I feel, because they're never gonna, like, stuff like hobo's never gonna change the location, so it's a item you know where it's at.
oh wow, that's such a good early find. The lamp is very nice to have in entrance rando because you will stumble upon dark room connectors very often. And also, just navigating through dark rooms without a weapon is so much easier with a lamp. So, finding that lamp is very useful.
Yeah, especially because there are, if you're knowledgeable enough, there are strategies that you can use to determine which dark room you are in. But yeah, having the lamp, much better for navigation.
Chat, there are three individual unique connector caves that are dark rooms. There's the old man cave where you rescue the old man. There's his own cave, which one entrance is not a dark room, which is where you see him, and then the other one, the other end of it is a dark room. And then there's another dark room connector that leads you, when in the original game, it leads you the top to the entrance above the old man rescue cave. And usually it's seen in NMG when you don't save and quit. You use the boots and to the advantage to dash along the top left wall.
Yep. So one up is in the Lost Woods. We'll get to see what the drop down is, and it's going to pick up the map. So those unfamiliar with Key Sanity, you will not know what dungeon has either a crystal or a pendant unless you pick up that map for the respective dungeon.
You know something we just saw there? That was the Moon Pearl on Race Game. So we are going to either... Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, we're going to need that mirror at some point early on.
Or we could find the connector cave that leads us to Race Game left.
That too. More often than not, though, I see a mirror strategy. And we got Daaanty checking out Paradox.
Gets themselves their first bottle and a small key to Turtle Rock.
And one up checking the Lumberjack Cave. And in entrance, that's the one cave you want to be where it is. That was the Fairy Cave. So that means that cave is useless, and you don't need Aga 1 to access that.
Yes, and that's always a relief for entrance running.
Because the last thing you want to see is something like Kakariko Well in there. Speaking of Kakariko Well, we're going to need some gloves, because access is in the back of Escape.
Well, okay, for a second I thought one of us was going to try to lift the rocks with that glove, but they're heading over to the other fall down cave, which is just to the right of it.
And it is Magic Bat. So which one are we missing? We're missing one. Because the last one will be on Ganon.
Yeah, it's not coming to me very easily. Well, no, we actually found that already. That was the back of Escape. Because whenever we save and quit the Sanctuary, it puts you out on the pyramid. So we know that it's the back of Escape.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and speaking of Escape, there's Hyrule Castle. I missed exactly where that was. It is over on Death Mountain. Okay.
Yep. And, however, Daanty's only got one bomb, so it's not gonna make it very far in Escape.
One up trying to go for the impossible here. Seemingly impossible. As long as I don't get hit by another bomb, no!
Alright. So, Daaanty picked up a pack of 10 bombs and is gonna potentially head into Escape here. Looks like gonna check this last entrance here. And it's Ganon's Tower, wow.
That's very nice to find, figure out where that is very early. It is kind of, the moment, it seems a bit out of the way, but it's always good because you have two chests you can immediately check, and there's the cape. That doesn't give us much at the moment. We can also check and see what's on the torch over here on the left, but that's all we can do here at the moment.
Yep. And one up finding Hookshot Cave leads to Sea House entrance. So gonna do some bunny walking here. Now Daanty's gonna have to be very careful here. Tektites can be a bit scary.
Okay, so one up found out where Spiral Cave would have ended up had he made it all the way through. And they also find Sahasrahla on Dark Death Mountain.
But unfortunately, with no way to transform back into regular Link, we'll have to wait to check out Sahasrahla.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point, Ampharos. One of them could have just talked to Sahasrahla just then to figure out where the green pendant was.
And Daaanty making his way through Escape. So, looks like one up is going to check, speaking of Saha, going to check where Saha's entrance leads.
No, it looks like they're going to go to the eastern entrance first. I like the fact that Daaanty doing the kamikaze bomb strats is getting rewarded with more bombs.
Ooh, Daaanty disrespecting that fairy. Wants to death warp out of here, so says, "See you later, get out of my bottle."
Now, I'm actually curious here. I think watch what Daaanty does once he takes a death. If Daaanty hits continue instead of saving continue, we might be seeing a key steal.
Well, it looks like he has no keys, so...
Alright, never mind. They saved and continue. They're not worried about stealing a key.
Oh. And the Kakariko shop, I don't know if OneUp checked that. I don't remember seeing front of castle. But OneUp is going to go through Paradox, and we've got the TR connector. And it leads to Mimic Cave, of all places.
How vanilla-ish.
So Daaanty headed through the race game longhouse, and this. Oh yeah, this leads to Saha's hut. So that's why OneUp didn't check it, because I know OneUp checked this before, and OneUp's checking escape. So far, our runners have really not found much of anything.
Yeah, we're already running low on places left we have to go. Even, with all the entrances you can check right off the bat, we seem to be running dry on places to go.
Yeah, it may require a long bunny walk from, I know you can get to Village of Outcasts through one of these connectors, so there's a lot of entrances you can access from that point. So that may be where we need to go next. Because you can check places like the Dark Chapel entrance. You can check south, jump down to do Link's house. Also, I don't think either of our runners have checked the Lake Hylia Northwest Shore.
So, OneUp has a lamp, and they could still do a key steal if they do a continue here. If they take a death warp.
Alright, so Daaanty is finding out that lamp.
Okay, well, no key stealing today. We have to find that Harrow Castle small key or find our way into beating Aghanim 2 just to get to the back of his. Now I know neither of the runners have gone to the desert area for the Gina's Cave entrance or the ferry ride by desert. So yeah. I know those two accounts.
And I don't think the other desert entrances have been explored. Well, exits in this case.
Well, Daaanty seems to be interested in the right-sided exit, for sure.
Yep, so we're gonna see where that is. And the answer is That could be useful. You've got a way to Dark Death Mountain. But it looks like he's gonna Death Warp. Or, oh no, Bunny Revival.
Yeah, without your, Moon Pearl, you can't pick up pots unless you take a death. Now we did see one up over on East Dark Death Mountain a few minutes ago, so we do know a couple of the entrances. I think.
Yeah, you'd be able to check out the upper Super Bunny Cave as well as. Oh, he gets spit out. So, desert leads to Dark Death Mountain one way or the other.
That's a little silly, but whatever.
And so he gets spit out from GT, so no way back. And here's the longhouse here. We've got Spike Cave and the Fairy Cave as well that we can check if Daaanty chooses to go back that way, but given the low health, I'm not sure. Because those Lionels might tag him.
I definitely missed what that Turtle Rock entrance medallion was.
Yeah, some of these runners are so quick at it that it's just like I never catch it sometimes.
Okay, it was Quake. I had a second look at it.
So if anyone was holding out hope that the Moon Pearl was on the green pendant, it's in Skullwood, so that's a no.
Well, we already know where the Moon Pearl is anyway. It's on race.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did find it. Alright, so Daaanty is not sure where he's gonna be headed this time. I think a lot of these have been kind of tapped out. Oh, he must not have made it up here yet. Now that I remember. So there's where the lower Paradox Cave leads. It leads to the dam, and One Up is gonna check those places you mentioned earlier, the desert areas. So, and we got a Spike Cave.
Currently can't do anything with that without a hammer or glove and a lot of magic, or in a lot more hearts possibly, because that cape will not do it for us. But we do have a bottle, so we could get a potion.
But we got a chicken hut where Agina is. So.
Still nothing, huh?
Man, this seed is really being stingy. Like, they're not giving anything, really. We got a couple bottles, a cape, a book, and a lamp, and that's it. And apparently One Up read that little pedestal twice. It was so nice he read it twice.
Okay, so that knocks out that entrance too. Where have we not seen?
Northwest Hylia Shore. So the one, those two entrances by Link's house, and some bunny walking entrances southeast of Keck, like Dark Link's house, or bomb shop, I guess you could call it. We haven't seen Witch Hut, I don't think.
Okay, and Faras brings up that cave over on East F Mountain that has some fairies when you fall down. Yeah, we have not taken that connector. We haven't seen a potion shop either, I don't believe. And yeah, and like you said, those two caves that are just southeast of Link's house by Lake Hylia and Lake Hylia Island.
And what our runners could do is you could fake flipper up to Waterfall, and sometimes there's ways that you can stand yourself up depending on what is in there, because for instance, one time I was doing one and Laser Bridge was there. So if you swim inside and fall off of Laser Bridge, it'll stand you up without having the Moon Pearl. And Daaanty finding a connector in the Witch Hut. So I believe this is the back of Old Man. Oh no,
no, this is the Death Mountain Escape Cave after Hera and NMG.
Yeah. Is this even randomized?
That is a fact right there. That is the exact same entrance and exit point right there where Daaanty just came in, came out.
So, that connector is relatively useless then.
Yep, yeah, probably.
As I can't see a way to really use it as a shortcut either. So. Alright, looks like Daaanty is gonna head... did anyone check the ferry outside of Eastern?
The one over by the Flute 5 spot?
No, the Healer Ferry cave right before you headed to the Eastern zone.
Okay, yes, I think that was nothing, though.
Okay.
Okay, and now we might see what was in Spiral Cave that oneup died trying to access. Yeah, I just remembered that we had already been here, but I forgot where it was.
Yeah, I didn't see where Spiral Cave entrance was, so okay. Looks like oneup is gonna go back to Spiral Cave.
You know, at this point, I'm not surprised if this is our progression right here.
Well, it's not the progression we want, but so, now we can play around in Turtle Rock.
Yep, I was like, yep, that opens up like one or two things in Turtle Rock.
So that's not fun, but sometimes it's necessary. Especially if you have to go ahead and kill that Pokey for what's in Lava Chest. So Daaanty's looks like he's gonna take a walk, and given the option of playing around in Turtle Rock for a couple of checks versus some bunny walking, I would take bunny walking. Ooh.
Feels bad. Blind Hut is inaccessible, but it's right. But you know where it is.
Yeah.
But it seems like, on the other hand, OneUp is going to head to that Turtle Rock connector.
Well, there's our upgrade fairy, so... And Daaanty taking a death. I don't think that was intentional, but...
Yeah, no, they got stuck there on some lips, so that was definitely not intentional.
Alright, so... OneUp is going to check Dark Cross here. Meanwhile, Daaanty is going to head over to the desert area. Oh, wow! OneUp picking up the hook shot in Dark Cross.
So was Hookshot Cave a Light World accessible place? We saw it earlier. Okay, so there's 4 chests right there we can now check. Also, I just realized we can also get to the left side of Death Mountain now, since we have access to the east side on the bottom, so we can hookshot across to the left.
Yep. And that's definitely going to be potentially helpful because, you know, Old Man, as far as I'm informed, is always on Death Mountain somewhere. So it'll help get that extra save point and see where that ends up spitting you out at. It looks like OneUp's gonna go for it.
Pretty convenient that Hyrule Castle led there.
So let's see. We're going in the vanilla Old Man cave, and we find not the old man. I should say vanilla, where he hangs out at, and this is yep, this is vanilla. So we've got the Death Mountain Descent exit, vanilla, as well as the Death Mountain Ascent exit.
Yeah, that's... I mean, this had a bigger chance of being vanilla because of, you know, where the old man can be. But nonetheless, is this even randomized?
So now the question is, where is the actual Old Man cave? Because that could be anywhere.
Yeah, now that OneUp has saved the old man, they can save and quit, and they can choose to go into the old man cave, or the mountain cave, and that can spit you out in a number of places.
Well, there's the other end of Death Mountain Ascent. And Daaanty is taking that ferry connector, so we'll get to see where this goes.
One, I'm trying to quickly clear out these entrances up here in Death Mountain. Only one we found useful so far was the old man one, which was vanilla. And then this is the last one we have that we can access, and it's also useless. So nothing doing much here up on West Death Mountain.
Speaking of useless, that ferry connector, yeah, it leads to desert exit right. So, I mean, it could be used as a shortcut to get to desert, but I don't see any actual need to get to desert.
Oh yeah, I also forgot about checking the Dark World locations like Spike Cave and Old Man Cave in the Dark World. And there's Turtle Rocket entrance up there in Spike Cave.
Now, oneup could do a bunny revival and check one chest in there.
Very true.
But decides not to.
Oh yeah, you're right. And actually, no, he couldn't. There was no way he could die in that first room. Can't let the pots.
Oh yeah, that's right. The pots are blocking you. Oh yeah. Didn't think about that.
Oof,
So,
Daaanty taking a death there, unfortunately.
so the old man is still on Death Mountain. He's just on East Death Mountain. So that's where that old man cave will spit you out at. It's the spiral cave entrance upper.
And now one of them is going to take the back way to the Old Man Cave and find himself in Misery Mire area.
A couple entrances here you could check. You've got the ferry. You've got Mire Shed. Well, there's the ferry.
It's in the wrong shed, but still.
And then you've got the random cave there.
Oof, trying to get around this stupid bird is very annoying, and one may take a death here. I'm gonna use jumping in the water to get some invulnerability frames real quickly to make it easier.
oneup doing a very nice job juking that bird. And is rewarded with the knowledge of where Spiral Cave is. I mean, not Spiral Cave, Hype Cave.
Oh well. Alright, Daaanty is gonna look to go get that hookshot in the Dark Cross room now.
Yep, and oneup is gonna go to Hookshot Cave to see what is there. I would imagine Daaanty would head there as well. Starting off with a TR small, we got another map, the TR map. And we've got a TR big key. So that's another check we can make, and now we can get to Laser Bridge. And we do have Cape, so Laser Bridge is in logic.
Very true.
And I believe oneup is going for the chest entrance.
Okay, getting word that Laser Bridge is actually in logic with one more key, and not with just one. Or two, I should say. Because the game assumes you use your keys in the dumbest way possible.
And there it is.
Oh, okay, never mind. Whatever. Thanks, game. It's like the game knew we were going to use our keys in the dumbest way possible.
And 1UP is out of magic, so actually we'll have to burn that blue potion to get to Laser Bridge.
Well, takes a death that they didn't really want to take. It's gonna lose them a minute or so.
I mean, that's the game you play when you go into Turtle Rock with only 4 hearts and green mail.
One does not want to burn that potion.
We haven't found the potion shop yet, so I guess that's worth worrying about. But he could grab magic here and then just death warp. There's magic in that room. I think it's under the top left pot. Looks like going for change shop first.
After some debate, but yeah.
Which, I mean, change shop is not a bad idea. You're already here. And Daaanty finding that Turtle Rock front entrance as well. And nothing but a big 20, so looks like 1UP is gonna go for gonna try to get past the pokey here.
Oh, a bit of pinball. Oh boy.
This is definitely a fun fight to have with no equipment. And Daaanty is checking out Hookshot Cave, so we'll get the memo that maybe you should go to Turtle Rock. I mean, even the single rupee is telling you, you know, turtles are green. You should go to a place that resembles turtles.
Uh-oh. 1UP does not have any magic right here. They probably... Oh boy. If they ever have to burn their potion if they want to do anything else in here.
Wouldn't be able to do anything else anyway.
What I'm saying is, it might have been smarter to head over straight to the right and got a free full magic refill instead of having to burn your potion, but too late now.
Yeah. The other thing is, though, does not have the fire rod, so it would have been a kind of a waste of time anyway to use that, or waste of resources to use that potion, because at this point you're just gonna have the death warp back, because you'd have to burn another small key to get back. And now,
yeah, that potion was a little wasted. Oh well.
well, at least got the magic back, so. Jabruski, dungeon rooms are not scrambled, but the entrances are, and that's why Turtle Rock is kind of a mess, because it's got several entrances and exits.
You know, at this point, we haven't found a sword yet, so yeah, it's not swordless, but we just haven't found a sword yet. And here's Laser Bridge.
Now watch this be a troll and be back of Skull Woods or something.
Okay, well, at least you can take a death here. It is not impossible to take a death here. So, OneUp will get that bunny revival. This will still be in logic.
All right. Ooh, Swamp Big Key. That's kind of useless for now. Could be useful later, maybe, if Swamp has anything.
Daaanty finds the mirror first. So there is our progression right there, that mirror, hanging out on Laser Bridge.
Yep, and that means that we're going to have access to the Moon Pearl. Our runners will be able to mirror from the right above the, well, right to the right-hand side of the dig game, and we'll be able to get to the race game.
Yeah, I think Daaanty may be heading straight for that connector that leads to the Village of Outcasts. And same thing with OneUp.
Yep, and that's where OneUp is headed as well.
So not only can we get that Moon Pearl, we can also check the left entrance of the race game house.
Yep. So
I agree with Danny here, getting that entrance first. I'm sorry, getting the Moon Pearl first before going any further.
yeah, because if you find an entrance that leads to the Dark World, then you've got to go back anyway. So yeah, this and look at that. It's a bumper, and Daaanty does not have enough magic. Is happy to burn the potion to get through. And it leads to the top of Hyrule Castle.
And that's very convenient because we can use the cape right here as well. And there's Spectacle Rock Cave. This beats hard though, but it is another connector cave if that piques our interest.
Yeah. So Moon Pearl is pretty much the key to these entrance randomizers, because you know your Dark World access isn't locked behind any specific item other than the Moon Pearl. So now our runners have a whole world of options before them, especially with mirror. Daaanty not gonna mirror there. Interesting.
And OneUp is. Let's see if this leads to anywhere.
Yep, because you got 2 entrances to check here. You've got that one, and then you can drop down and... Oh. Daaanty looks like he's wanting to go left side of GT, but does not have the hammer.
Yeah, they're gonna... Oh, you know what? They're gonna steal a key. Because we can access Tile Room now. Well, the key stealing is probably the minor thing here, but Tile Room is now accessible, so...
And if Daaanty has been practicing his lamp strats, he could do full right side. So oneup is going ahead and checking out some of these entrances. It's a really interesting choice to go and do GT when you know where Blind's hut is, for instance. And oneup is gonna take a peek into Misery Mire here. If oneup gets lucky and finds a weapon that he can use against Vitreous, he could clear it.
Did you said he also needs the big key because he doesn't have the big key.
Oh yeah, he needs the big key. You can just break the door down.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Link doesn't get some smarts, grow some smarts, and just break down doors.
He's so polite. Oh, sorry. I'll come back when I have the key.
I respect Ganon's property. Okay, so yeah, we know of Blind Hut and Hype Cave. Those are 2 high-density things that we can go check now. Now that we have the Moon Pearl.
Yeah. What was it that led to Hype Cave? I know it was the Mire entrance, but what led to the Mire entrance?
It was some... It was like somewhere where this... Well, it says some lines on... Oh, this leads to Mr. Mire. Back of Mountain Cave. Oh, that was the back of the old man's cave whenever you said quit.
Yeah, so that's easy for oneup. And Daaanty found Swamp.
And Pod. I'm a little confused here. Had to pay money to get in the swamp today. Don't know if it's required yet because we have no knowledge on whether it's a pendant or a crystal yet. Although we do now know that ice and turtle rock are both regular crystal.
So that's some knowledge.
So we will need to find that ice rod and fire rod.
And the nice thing is, once they have the hammer, they'll have easy access to Laser Bridge since it's in the Village of Outcasts shop.
Yeah, the one that requires the hammer? Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to give it a look at the cutscene chest.
And Daaanty is headed to the Village of Outcasts.
So Blind's Hut was over in that area. It was the fortune teller shop in the Dark World above Capri.
Looks like he's gonna check Thieves Town entrance first.
And so cutscene chest giving us a Ganon Tower small key right there. That is somewhat useful. It'll help with full clearing the basement of Ganon's Tower. Other than that, that's pretty much all it does.
And Daaanty found Eastern in the brewery.
Okay, games getting out freebies today.
Is this even randomized?
Well, I mean, it wasn't in the vanilla chest at least. Oneup yelling to that chest, "Hey, I was just in Misery Mire. That's not very nice." For those that don't know, Key Sanity makes Misery Mire a bit annoying to route if you don't find any small keys. Usually, you know, small keys are not ever required, like, for a normal runner of Key Sanity to full clear it. But they do make routing Misery Mire much easier when you have more keys. And there's our first sword, finally, in the Compass Chest of...
At about 5650, we got our first sword. So our first, like, really usable weapon, too. Except for things that are susceptible to the hook shot. So this seed is starting to come together now. As oneup is going to check the pyramid ledge. And it is a small key, and small key to Ice Palace.
Yeah, Daaanty grabbed that way early on.
Daaanty also picking up the desert map. So we'll know what desert it is if he does a light world map check.
And finally, Dante's gonna make their way back to the Blind Hut location in this seed, which is right here.
It looks like oneup is headed to the Village of Outcasts as well. I have to say, that hookshot cave connector is definitely useful. It's one of the more useful connectors I've seen in this in these seeds. Straight from Link's house to Village of Outcasts. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's a little slow, but at least it's something. Also, Blind Hut not really coming up with anything except some cash and some information.
But Daaanty can play around in Skull Woods now. Still won't be able to check the back, but in Key Sanity, Skull Woods is not as bad of a place to check as it normally is. It's got 7 chests. Technically 8, but 1 is always going to be the small key in the pinball room. Meanwhile, oneup also stumbling across Eastern, so we'll be excited to... Oh, there's the Mire Big Key.
That's good for Daaanty. Oneup did not have that on our first trip into Mire.
And Daaanty has a weapon to use against Vitreous as well, so could Fighter Sword Vitreous to death if he so chooses. With 5 hearts and Fighter Sword, I personally would hold off on it, but, you know, that's just me. I'm not good at it.
Yeah, also, it looks like we have the lone entrance that leads to the big chest in Skull Woods is over on the far left in Skull Woods, so we need to find the right drop down for it.
Yep, so really quickly, for those of you wondering, so Skull Woods is kind of a nightmare in terms of drop downs. So the way it has been coded is they shuffle entrances, the drop down entrances within themselves, as opposed to with everything else. And then the back of Skull Woods is a separate entrance that could be randomized.
Daaanty finding the other part of that Spectacle Rock Cave that we found earlier on top of Hyrule Castle. Also, we saw a key up there on Bumper Ledge. We need to find the exit for that at some point if that key is useful.
Daaanty finding some fairies, and that can't be comfortable getting hookshot and dragged to dragged across the room.
Oh, so why'd you say that? It's like, are we fishing for fairies or something? You know, and our skewers are hookshot?
Yeah.
Okay, Daaanty gonna show us the Graveyard Ledge, which is nothing.
And One Up is cleaning up Blind's basement, deleting all those unnecessary blocks. We got Omister in chat asking who is winning. That's the thing about entrance. It's really hard to tell a lot of the time because at this point, no one really. There's still way too much out there that hasn't been found that anything could happen.
Hey, some momentary sync from both of our runners.
And Daaanty found Pinball Room.
Gotta grab this small key so I don't have to have 0 small keys coming out of here.
Picking up half magic, very nice find.
Yeah, that's really nice, especially since at this point we can kind of consider this like the early stages of this race, and finding any kind of useful safeties and kind of quality of life increasers is really nice at this point.
And One Up finding that Misery Mire big key. Wonder if One Up is going to go back to Mire or if they're going to save that for later. And Daaanty picking up another heart container, so that's definitely welcome. These runners are really low on hearts. And oh, One Up getting grabbed by the Wall Master.
Small time loss, but it's a little annoying.
So, to me, it looks like Daaanty may be headed to Mire here. I don't know what else is over in this direction other than Mire.
I think Daaanty has already been over to this area once as a bunny and had already gotten that Mire small key over in the bottom right. So they're just going to go ahead and full clear Mire by looking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him, because it's probably the densest pack of items right now. But at the same time, it's rough with Fighter Sword Vitreous and 6 hearts.
Hey, don't offend. Don't call the items in here, Mr. Meyer, names. No, they're sensitive. You just said they were dense.
I meant dense in a good way, like, you know, dense as in well constructed and not easy to break.
Okay, so they're thick-skinned.
Yes.
Good save.
Alright, so we've seen all of these items before. And one up looks to be just checking some entrances here. Gonna just basically retrace Daanty's steps from about 5 minutes ago.
And speaking of, while we're talking about retracing steps here, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our tracker, literally Jen, for making sure we're not missing anything. So, and they had just come straight from the spoiler tournament race, like right before this started. So they are on the ball today.
So, what's our next big thing that we gotta find? Because I'm thinking hammer, or maybe like some kind of thing that we haven't seen Hype Cave yet. One Up knows where it's at, hasn't gone there.
And also, we could probably use a glove. That opens up a couple more entrances. We could also maybe see the boots. Those open up location entrances.
And as for dungeons, we haven't seen Hera, Pod, Thieves Town, back of Skull Woods, and Ice. So we're still looking for quite a lot.
Yeah, not much. Not much. Only like half of the dungeons have been found to this point. We also found Agonim's Tower and Ganon's Tower, so those are also good to go. We've also found Howard Castle, so. Doesn't look like there was anything. Was there just like a bunch of cash in the big chests of Meyer just then?
I missed that. I know I did see that there was some cash in one of the small chests there, and Daaanty gonna grab that one with the hook shot.
A heart container? Okay.
Oh yes, that's gonna be helpful. What's your personal cutoff for where you feel safe? I feel like about 10 hearts is where I'm like, okay, like I can stop worrying about extra heart containers.
Yeah, at least 10 hearts, and then at least blue mail. Okay, so you're talking about what you're cut off and for safety, like health wise and whatnot, and we're about to come up on Fighter Sword Vitreous with maximum 7 hearts. Not sure how I feel about that.
Well, hope Dante's been practicing his fighter sword Vitreous.
Daaanty does have 8 bombs to his name, so they can use bombs for some big splash damage. And bombs will do the same damage as a Fighter Sword spin, which the only way you can damage Vitreous with Fighter Sword is with spin attacks.
And Daaanty making great use of that cape.
Yeah, and with Fighter Sword spins, if you hit an eyeball twice with a spin attack, it's essentially doing Tempered Sword damage with one spin attack. And I believe it takes 6 Tempered Sword slashes to kill each eyeball, or 3 Tempered Sword spins, or a Gold Sword /spin.
Yeah, the hardest part about Vitreous is dealing with the eyeballs. Once you got that, you just got to keep in the rhythm and not let Vitreous hug you, because he hugs super hard.
Yeah, if Daaanty were to take a hit right now from an eyeball or Vitreous, not Vitreous Lightning. Vitreous Lightning will not kill right now, but a hug from an eyeball or Vitreous himself will kill Daaanty.
All right.
And once again, only Fighter Sword spins will hurt Vitreous. So this is going to be, if I calculate this right, each Fighter Sword does a Master Sword, which is half a Tempered Sword, which is half a Tempered Slash. Tempered Spin. So if it takes 4 Fighter Sword slashes to equal 1 Tempered Spin, then it would take 32 spin attacks with the Fighter Sword to kill Vitreous.
Quick maths.
Also, on top of that, Daaanty may have gotten in some stray spin attacks on Vitreous while he was in his home spot there, because he can pop out and he's vulnerable while he's popping out.
I do believe someone told me that he takes reduced damage, though, in that state.
Either way, Daaanty with an amazing Vitreous fight, but gets rewarded with a pendant.
A heart container and a pendant. Or, I'm sorry, a heart piece and a pendant. So that's gotta hurt. But what I'm finding the ice rod in Cave 45...
That, at the moment, does not give us anything, but that is good to know where that is, because we do need that to kill Trinex today. And we find out that Hera and Eastern are regular crystals, and Desert is a red crystal.
Yep. So it looks like Daaanty may be headed back to the Village of Outcasts here. One-up finding the desert small, so...
Yeah, we can go back to Desert and open up the right side if we so choose. Person asking in chat, yes, Vitreous can be killed. You don't have to kill them with silvers though. Yeah, you're asking if Vitreous can be killed while they're while the small eyeballs are still alive. Yes, Vitreous can die if you slash them enough, or I don't think silvers will hurt Vitreous while he's in that state. So I think only sword slashes will. No. You can kill Vitreous if the eyeballs are still alive. I've done it before. I've done it twice, actually.
Yep. But I believe, as you said, you have to do it with slashes, basically. I mean, you could probably technically do it with the hammer, but I think it would take a lot of effort.
Also, if you're using the hammer, you're not using the cape, because you can't use the hammer and the cape at the same time.
Right. It's something you wouldn't end up doing, but as a thought exercise, it could be possible with enough potions.
May I point out that one-up is still at 4 hearts, and Daaanty has double that?
Yeah, it looks like one-up needs a bit more than one-up.
Oh my goodness. I'll accept that pun. I liked it.
Oh, there's Hera. And we have the Hera small. So we can check the basement.
So, Hera was in Swamp, and Swamp was in Pod. So does that mean Pod is in Hera?
We haven't seen Hera, so that's possible.
And we can get there. We do have the mirror and mountain access. That, I don't think was worth it. That was just a compass. That's unfortunate. What a waste of a Hera small key. Oh well. On to check other things in the Dark World. We still have, I think, at least one more cave, which is the fortune teller shop in the Light World. But oneup seemed interested in Super Bunny Cave, which you found a second ago. Daanty's gonna show us the Bombos tablet real quick so they can check it. We can't access what the item is, but we can at least know what is there. There's the flippers in Super Bunny Cave. There's some more access.
Yep. But it's going to give us some logical access. And we haven't seen Zora area, so that may be a cue. Oh, and there's the Swamp Small. So that's pretty big. That key up on the bumper ledge there, that's Swamp Small.
Very interesting. oneup could have checked Massage a long time ago, and we could have known our green pendant information, but we don't know that yet. Anyways, we don't know if Swamp is even required yet, even still.
Yeah, we will need a little bit more equipment though if we're gonna get into Swamp proper. At least the hammer. But well, we will need the hammer. But what we also need to find is the dam. oneup has found the flippers. And here we go. We've got Hype Cave. And just like that, oneup has 2 more heart containers.
But that's all she wrote for Hype Cave. oneup, I think, was trying to go over to the checkerboard cave, but realized they didn't have a glove, so they had to go elsewhere. You can get to this cave without a glove, but it's useless, unfortunately.
Interesting that the flippers are found in Super Bunny, and then the exit to Super Bunny leads to Bumper Ledge, which has a Swamp Small. Maybe the seed is telling us something.
Yeah, maybe Swamp is required, and we're just on pins and needles. And there's Pod over in left desert. And
So the Pod and Hera theory is busted.
okay, well, since oneup didn't have any Pod small keys, they could not go any further in Pod. They could have opted to do a potion glitch to check 2 out of logic chests, but that's all the rest they could have done. I don't know if they even had a potion available to them.
Speaking of small keys, we got Daaanty's gonna go use that desert small and see what we got going on.
You know what? Another thing that oneup could have done besides using potion glitch, if they know how to do it, they can mimic clip those mimics out of the room.
Daaanty just picking up an Eastern Compass. And bomb. So nothing in Desert Right. But oneup is gonna go check the Hobo, and we may see the Zora area, including Waterfall, where that may lead. So oneup definitely feeling a little bit healthier now all of a sudden. And I don't think we've seen what's on this island here in the sky. And it's a small key to Misery Mire, so pretty much useless.
Yeah, no, Daaanty is completely done with Myers, so that is completely useless to him now.
But Daaanty will get the chance to check out what's up here, and it is Mire Shed. And yet another Mire small key.
This game doesn't seem to like Daaanty right now.
So he can go over... looks like he's not gonna do that. He could have gone over and mirrored to check out what was on Hera first. And the Castle Tower small key.
Daaanty did not talk to Sahasrara just then.
He did it earlier.
Well then how come we don't know where the green pennant is?
It's in Skull Woods.
Oh, did I completely miss that?
I suppose so, because I do remember it was in Skull Woods. There's the fire rod in Skull Woods, so French vanilla, sort of, kinda. And we find ice. And one up finding a Gina as well.
That's a very out-of-the-way place for Ice Palace.
And the Pod Big Key, so that's gonna be nice if Pod is a crystal. So we've got a 50-50 left as terms of what either Pod or Thieves Town is. Oh yeah, we're still looking for swamp. Whatever that is as well. And Daaanty is gonna go to the dark ice rock cave over here. And Daaanty will find that fire rod as well. So that was a short-lived advantage for 1UP. But fire rod is gonna be important because Daaanty knows where Ice Palace is now. So Daaanty can dip into ice if he so chooses.
Now Daaanty has the pod big key as well. They can also check that second chest in Agnum's tower, which 1UP could not do because they didn't have any keys.
Yes, that's true as well. We can also beat Trinex now.
With half magic and fighter sword? Do fighter sword spins work on Trinex?
It should. Because Master Sword slashes work.
Chat saying that yes, they do work, and it sucks.
Yeah, if we had if we knew where Potion Shop was, he could probably do it. You need at least a couple green potions. Well, maybe one. Because all you gotta really do is get kind of one head down with enough magic, and then you can just use the rod to kill the other head.
Okay, Daaanty finding another Ganon's Tower small key in Agnum's tower. That could give them an advantage in terms of keys. But if I remember correctly, I think you only need 2 small keys to full clear Ganon's tower, the bottom at least.
So there's a small key on Zora Ledge. So let's see what King Ripoff has for us today. A small key. To GT, so I think we found enough GT small keys, so that probably not going to be very helpful.
And look, another small key. What could it be?
Another Castle Tower small key.
Oh, interesting.
GD the Dragon, nothing is on Lumberjack because our runners have checked it. And the drop down for that one is the Healer Fairy. Looks like 1UP's gonna do Tile Room. And has a fire rod, so can do right side in full and head into the basement. So this could be progression here.
Yeah, Ganon's tower is usually that big play in entrance rando where anything could be here. Because of how many chests there are.
Yeah, because we can go all the way to the basement now and clear out Ice Armos as well.
It'll be a slog trying to kill them, but we can do it.
Yep. The other day we had someone do a boomerang Ice Armos. Because Boomerang does hurt the Armos Knights.
Oh, you know what? There is a weapon that we do have that makes it a little bit easier, especially with Hat Magic, and that's the Blue Cane. Well, there's that bow. That puts the right side of House of Darkness logic, and now we can go beat regular Armos as well.
Not
But
to
also
mention,
regular Ice Armos too.
we found the Hyrule Castle small key, so we can access the back of Escape now.
Okay, so that completely negates the need to go kill Agatu.
So yeah, definitely having the progression here in Ganon's Tower. Looks like Daaanty is gonna go pick up Lava Chest here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the front to get the two on the right-hand side. And I'm not sure what the game was doing on one-up side, but it pulled him off the ledge. And one-up playing with the Beatles.
Those beetles were harassing one-up just then.
Alright, so we got Bob's chest here. Say hello to Bob. And it's the hammer! So now,
Oh boy.
one-up can do left side after he's done here.
And there's always something in GT. Never fails.
So that's big progression. So now we can start thinking of how close we are to go mode, I think. And another sword, so GT paying up big and one-up deciding to not go left side. Oh, maybe it clicked that, oh, I have the hammer now.
So we definitely need a glove to beat Ice Palace, because we need a glove to get to Cold Stare. Know that.
Yep. We're gonna need some big keys. We're gonna need the desert big key. Potentially the Thieves Town big key. Well, there's our desert big key. And we may need to find the dam. And we got a shovel. GT doing GT things and putting all the fetch quests in here. Next stop, Mushroom Town. And if one-up's lucky, maybe we'll find the boots. Oh, there's a unique item in GT, and, well, there's the unique arrow. It's a very special arrow. It's got Ganon's name carved on it. And Thieves Town's small, so... Yep, we are done here. GT loaded with progression. And picking up a potion and a heart. Oh, and you know that fighter sword Trinex that we were talking about? Well, guess who's going to town?
Oh boy, this will be interesting.
I'm not sure if you can do it without a green or blue. That, you'd have to, like, hit everything. I don't know if he has any blues. Down goes the ice head, so... Ooh. And Daaanty missing a bunch of shots, so that may do it for this attempt. Unless he's got a potion. Yep, he's out. So he can try again if he wants to, but doesn't look like it.
That was a worthy attempt. Got rid of the ice head.
Yeah, he could have probably done it if he had not missed too many shots on that firehead.
Okay, so oneup is getting into Ice Palace without a glove. This could be interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things that oneup for the gloves, at least it may not have occurred to him because oneup taking a death. But it has a fairy, so there we go. Anyway, it's one of those things where when you go so long without gloves, you just kind of, in your mind, kind of like assume that you have them and can do the things that you need to do with gloves. And Daaanty making the correct play, gonna be able to find all the progression in GT. Daaanty will be happy to find all this stuff.
Who wouldn't, honestly?
All right, so we got Daaanty headed to get his progression, and we've got oneup trying to finish up Ice Palace here, and gonna have to basically cross them fingers and hope a pair of gloves shows up in here.
oneup, you can't do anything here. Where are you going? Uh-oh. They don't realize it.
Watch this be gloves.
Well, it's an item. It's not the right color. It's not the right shape. Close enough, Kappa.
Well, we're gonna know if Swamp's gonna be required, if oneup goes for that.
Ooh, doesn't quite get the bomb jump correctly. That's gonna be a bit of a time loss. Oh yeah, you're right. I did not catch that he did not have a key. He used the key over on the hookshot side, so yeah, they did not need to take that route.
And that was quite an impressive bomb jump on Daanty's side. He went flying. And Daaanty finding that hammer.
Well, I'm getting a little low on health. Need to be a little careful.
Sounds like the story of the seed.
Oh, there's one. I'm getting a little low on health. And that Ice Palace play did not pan out. That's some time lost right there.
And Daanty's gonna go ahead and do left side here.
So I walked away for a second while oneup went left side. What was there anything of note over on the left side?
Left side had the Desert Big Key. And I think that's about it for notable pickups. Oh, and a shovel.
So I'm assuming we haven't seen the shovel used yet.
Nope. Oh, I guess the swagnet too, if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, you know it, man. If only this was swordless, and that actually has some sort of progression value to it.
Yeah. That's one of those funny moments when Bugnet can be progression. Oh yeah, we do have a book in Master Sword now, so we can check this tablet. So, just a bunch of cash raining from the sky. And Hera is Bonk Rocks, which has a heart piece. So, given that oneup has reminded us that we have Master Sword now, he can do Bombo's tablet as well. Yeah, Ampharos. It is interesting that Daaanty hasn't thought to go to West Death Mountain yet. It's not like it's something that's really that hidden. But that just goes to show how much like entrance can really tax your mind, especially if you're not used to it.
Alright, looks like one up is gonna head to the back. No, yes, back of escape. There we go.
Maybe it's a 3-pack of pod small keys, because we're gonna need some of those pod small keys. Those have actually been rare this time around. Usually you're tripping over those things.
Yeah, after 1 hour and 46 minutes, only one found. That's pretty low rate of collecting those keys.
It looks like Daaanty is going to the back of escape as well. So I would say that terms of knowledge, 1UP is ahead. Oh, and there's a third sword. But in terms of usable knowledge, 1UP again, I guess, is a little bit ahead, having knowledge of the mire area, but really all that's there is mire or Hype Cave. Which did Hype Cave have? No, Hype Cave had just hearts, I think.
Yeah, no, Hype Cave was pretty barren.
Oh, right. It's the path to pod. So now Daaanty is going to go check the big chest, and I would say that he probably is going to go clear out the back of desert here after he is done. Might as well pick up that crystal. It's in the Hyrule Castle, so it's not really that far out of the way. But 1UP is going to go do a Tempered Sword Trinex. A little bit easier, and it looks like Daaanty is going to do that Temper Sword Trinex as well. So our runners right now having the same ideas. Alright, so let's see what 1UP gets off of Trinex and see if Dante's fighter sword fight would have paid off if he had pulled it off. Nope, just a compass. But, I mean, it would have been a crystal, so... Yeah, at 149... we've got a crystal!
Woo! Also, oh boy.
But I imagine those things will start kind of falling pretty soon here. Back of Desert can be completed. We've got Eastern can be completed now. We've got Hera can be completed. Which, honestly, I would go to Hera, I think, next. Where is Hera again?
Hera is in the Swamp Palace entrance.
Yeah, so that's not too hard to get to. I think I would go to Hera. There's a few items there. And I would start thinking about knocking out crystals at this point because, you know, you've got plenty of progression to start doing that. And you just kind of hope that you stumble across what you need along the way. So, One Up is headed to Village of Outcasts again. May check the back of Skull Woods entrance from there. Daaanty gonna get his cash from the sky. And One Up's gonna finish Eastern.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we had forgotten about that we could do now.
And GD the Dragon asking if this is a hard seed or if it's just that this mode is crazy. And I don't know enough about entrance to tell you if this is hard or not, but I know enough about entrance to tell you that this mode is just plain bananas. And Daaanty is going to clear out the back of Desert, so we're going to get a bit of a simultaneous dungeon clear-ups here. Looks like they'll arrive at the bosses about the same time. And One Up grabbing some arrows. What they had to do was they had to play Find the Mirror because Moon Pearl was on race game.
Well, there's the big key of Ganon's Tower on Armos. Now we can go up to the top of Ganon's Tower. Oh boy. Not sure that's exactly what we wanted to see, but that's something. So, Daaanty getting his second crystal within 4 minutes of getting the first crystal. And same thing with One Up. Except Daaanty got a red crystal. And then again, I should say that the red crystals are usually a lot less important in an entrance because they only block one entrance. Because you can use the Dark World Bomb Shop. I don't think we've even found that yet anyway. Yeah, because we don't know where our second red crystal is. Pyramid drop down is the back of escape, which we don't need. So there's no use in going to beat Aghanim 2. The only reason we would need to go up Aghanim, up Ganon's Tower is to check the 4 chests that are up there. That's the only reason we need to go up there.
Yep, and Daaanty digging up a pod small key, so. But Dante's gonna have the thought to go to West Death Mountain because that's where he needs to go to get to Pod.
you know what? I forgot that the big key also opens the big chest in Ganon's tower as well. So that's 5 actually. Hey, we found the dam. It's the back of Skull Woods entrance.
Well, there you go.
So the thing about the dam and entrance, Rando, once you find it and activate the water floodgate, that stays flooded for the rest of the seed. You don't have to go back and redo it like you would in normal Rando or normal Link in the Past. So that is a good find for 1UP.
Ooh, and we're getting a ped check. Get your hype.
It's just the map. It's just the compass to Turtle Rock. Oh well.
So Daaanty clearing out clearing out Eastern Palace, and I think he's trying to kind of think about where he's going to go next after he's done here. Had a slight pause before the door there. And here we go, role reversal. When 1UP was clearing Eastern, Daaanty was clearing the back of Desert, and here we are with 1UP clearing the back of Desert and Daaanty clearing Eastern. Alright, so yeah, Skeeter is suggesting in chat the runners could finish up Hera. Again, Hera, nobody's been upstairs yet, so it's definitely something that you've got. You got the 3 items up there that you can check, so that's definitely something could be lucrative. Maybe maybe there's some more pod small keys there. And for those that don't follow Key Sanity, you need a total of 4 pod small keys to full clear the dungeon. Even less if you're not going to check anything in there. You'd need just 1 and the big key. So, because if you skip opening the front door, and if you do the hammer yump, you can skip the need for 2 of the 6 keys. So 1UP headed back into the Dark World, and Daaanty doing dig game and maybe headed to Hera here.
I want to say that's the play here now. Oh, we find out that Swamp is a pendant finally. Oh, so that's the rest of our pendants. So we now know that Thieves Town and Pod are now our other 2 crystals. Only thing is, I mean, not like this is going to make a huge difference, I feel, but we don't know if Pod or Thieves Town is our last Red Crystal.
Alright, so Daaanty's going to be the first to tell us if there's anything in Hera here. We'll get a crystal out of this at least. So we're, so far, not a whole lot.
No, we found the most useless map. Oh, so there's actually 2 useless maps, and those are Cannon's Tower and Hyrule Castle.
Maybe, better luck with Moldorm.
Hopefully. Kind of getting annoying trying to get to the Dark World this long and drawn out way every single time.
You know what? Oh yeah, we don't have gloves. Never mind. I was gonna say we haven't checked like hammer pegs or anything, but yeah, we don't have gloves. We don't have the Titan's mitts. And it looks like OneUp's gonna get another pod small key here. Daaanty taking down Moldorm. And just a heart piece on Moldorm, so again, being disappointed on progression. So I don't remember what this entrance is. Oh, it's Spike Cave.
Oh, Daaanty, you can't do this. You don't have a glove. Daaanty. Oh no. Yeah, that's the thing that people tend to forget about Spike Caves. You always have a glove when you go to it. Usually. The thing that Daaanty still has not done, that OneUp has done a while ago, is save and quit to the mountain cave, and then worked their way up through the back of the old man's home cave, and found their way in Midger Mire. OneUp has already been over there and has found Pod.
Yeah, and this may be it here. I believe this entrance leads to Death Mountain, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's a Mimic Cave check here.
Wow. Oh no. Daaanty, don't do it. Ice is a trap right now. You can't do anything. Oh man.
Yeah, this sea has some rough moments.
The big chest of ice, the boss, and 2 of the right side chests are inaccessible at the moment. We do not have the big key to ice, nor do we have a glove. Also, we're going to have to make our way back here at some point. And because this is a crystal dungeon, we need to beat it. So this is... Unfortunately, oneup already did this, and... So that means any advantage that Daaanty could have had by going elsewhere is now being lost slowly.
Yeah, I think you know, Chad is bringing up a good point, and Pharos. You know, the fact that Daaanty still hasn't found Pod is a huge deal, and until he does, I would say that oneup has that knowledge advantage.
oneup is gonna go and do the back of Skull Woods. I don't think did they have a key for this?
I'm not sure.
Well, they do, so that's good.
Yep, there you go. Which, there could be something on that green pendant. Or on Moth. But Daaanty will at least be armed with the knowledge that Swamp is a pendant, so there's that consolation prize, I guess, in Ice Palace. Quick moth fight! And it's one of the pod small keys. So I think oneup is probably going to go to pod here at this point. Having a good handful of keys is definitely going to make it worthwhile.
oneup also making their way back into Aghanim's Tower, picking up that Gan's Tower small key they couldn't get earlier.
Yeah, I don't know where oneup is gonna head next. Because I would have went to pod.
Alright, well, Daaanty skipped the Ice Teeth Room chest, but that didn't have anything of note, so they're not losing anything by not checking it.
And he's mirroring here, so this may be the west. Nope. He's going up to the top. Oh, he looks like he's going maybe thinking about the big chest. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go check that big chest. I do not want to ignore it. Oh, and looks like oneup is gonna lose some more time here. They're gonna go back and finish up Meyer.
Yeah, oneup, by oneup's count, doesn't know where this pendant is. So he doesn't know that Meyer is a pendant.
The music in Key Sanity is always random. It does not always indicate that it's a pendant or a crystal, but based on the music. So one would not be able to tell based on the music because the music is random. Ironically, it is the correct music since it is a pendant, but one wouldn't know that otherwise.
Alright, so Daaanty gonna approach the big chest of GT. Could be gloves. It's a big key for Thieves Town.
Oh, that is by all means required. Oh no, that is a terrible place for that.
Wow. So Daaanty picking up a huge advantage with that, but still needs to get to the west side of Death Mountain so he can go find the Mire area. Unless he somehow happens to stumble into Flute and Titan's Mitts up here.
You know, the way this has already gone, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, because you gotta figure there's not a lot of... I mean, you're only looking for 2 gloves, so I guess it could still be anywhere, but like progression-wise, like, I don't know. Like, the gloves are buried so far.
Alright, well, one up finding their disappointment in Mire.
We already know Ped is dead because we had one of the runners do a Ped check, and it was the compass for Turok.
Well, there you go. The first chested swamp has another pod small for one up, making out full clear pod.
So Daaanty getting near the top here. We've got new information from both runners. One up checking Swamp, Daaanty checking the top of GT. So let's see whose dive pays off more. Or maybe neither will. Yeah, but Dante's choice to come back here, at least for the big chest, has paid off because Thieves Town being that last crystal. And we did pick up the Thieves Town Small. Looks like Daaanty picking up Blue Mail, so that's nice to have, but not progression.
Ooh, okay. Daaanty does have a fairy. I did get a quick look at his menu. So if they take a death here, they will have a fairy to revive themselves.
Yeah, I doubt Daaanty will do Aga 2.
No, I was mainly talking more about Moldorm if they took a fall. And the upper GT was a bust.
Well, at least you've got... Oh, wait! Daaanty, bring up the hookshot. Oh! One up finding a glove!
Oh, back of swamp! Oh boy. The 26 out of 27 just means the torch was never acquired, so that's all that means.
Daaanty, no! Go to the west!
Oh boy, this can't be any worse for Daaanty right now.
Come to think of it, have we... Oh, he has been over there, just never took back a mountain cave. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, have we even found Thieves Town?
No, not yet.
So, we may need... the Quake medallion.
I mean, not necessarily. There's still a few entrances that the glove opens.
Well, there's the Quake medallion.
Okay, well, good news for Daaanty. Oh, never mind. Wait, oh, they're gonna make their way over there. Okay, this is actually good news for Daaanty, because they needed to find the dam to open up Swamp.
Yeah, so if Daaanty makes his way to Swamp, that's good. Still needs to find Pod, but as far as it stands, I can't see a moment until 1UP is actually pressed for, you know, last locationing certain things, like that he'll actually go back to GT for that big... Oh, there's Thieves Town.
Well, that's not go mode for 1UP. They still need that Thieves Town big key, which is in the GT big chest. But that is no mode now, I believe. But hey, just like that, we find Thieves Town.
So Daaanty really needs to find the Mire area.
Yeah, that Mire area is hiding all the goods today.
So 1UP pulling out the front four and mirroring out. But again, if by some chance Daaanty finds the Titansmiths and the flute, he'd be able to get to the Mire area that way. However, chances are that probably won't happen.
1UP gonna do a full clear of Pod by the looks of it.
Yeah, you're gonna need that Thieves Town big key, so Gonna have to turn up every stone, turn over every stone and try to find out where that's at. And it's in one of the worst places that it could be. And we got a mushroom, so there's another one of our... Oh, we got silvers!
Okay, interesting. Daaanty may end up skipping those, depending on how things go.
Yeah, from what I know about Daaanty, he's super comfortable with doing silverless, so it's not really a big deal. I've seen him do Master Sword silverless before. And with Tempered Sword, it's really not too much of a time difference between silverless and silvers. But if we were talking Master Sword silverless, then yeah, that really starts to add up. Thieves Town Big Key is in the GT Big Chest, of which OneUp has already cleared left and right side, so has no real incentive to go back for that GT Big Chest.
Here's something that we didn't get to see from OneUp. Daaanty is doing left side swamp.
So, we're gonna get to see what's on Helma here. Doesn't look like OneUp is gonna do a full clear. And we've got the Skull Woods Big Key. Oh boy! In Key Sanity, that's what we call a fetch quest.
Not the big key that OneUp was hoping for, I'm sure.
Well, there's a Skull Woods small, and Daaanty didn't hit the switch, so I'm sure that this is starting to wear on his mind, because there's a lot of mental thought processes that that go on during this, and it really wears you down after a while. So yep, OneUp is going back in.
Unfortunately, that left side play not really helping Daaanty much. So, not to mention the fact that they had to go retrace their steps because they forgot to hit the switch.
Well, Daaanty will find the gloves, but I wonder if he'll go do Ice Palace after getting those gloves. Ha! Chat called it.
Well, yeah. Just another thing to go do. Did we... Magic Bat was... Where was Magic Bat? I can't remember.
Magic Bat was Lost Woods, I think.
Oh, I think Magic Bat was that fall down to the left of the witch's hut and to the right of the sanctuary in the graveyard.
Oh. Well, there's the Titans mitts. So Daaanty is definitely not going to find his way to the Mire area via flute and mitts.
Oh, yeah, that is a very big problem for Daaanty. Uh-oh. Yeah, the only way for Daaanty to get to the Mire area is by a way of the Old Man Cave's backward entrance. Oh boy, how long will it take?
I'm sure oneup is sitting here thinking that maybe could have routed this better. Doing a lot of circles here. Yeah, I think, you know, I don't even know what Daaanty. That's the thing about entrance is like everybody's kind of got their own system of how they kind of keep track of everything. Because there's no like tracker. Like there are trackers that can help you mark entrances. Oh, there's the flute. So yeah.
Wow.
Definitely pod locking off access for sure.
Yep. Daaanty, everyone just pray for Daaanty saving and quitting to Mountain Cave and heading behind the old man. Just right now, everyone do it.
Yep. Because if he does, we'll have a race. Because it's gonna definitely. But the other thing is, it's definitely gonna be a. The other question is, how long is it gonna take oneup to go to GT and check the big chest?
So really, I guess you can pray for either of those things to happen, because those two things are what need to happen for this race to end anytime soon.
Yeah, because I think Daaanty is just as likely as oneup to check that. One checking the big chest and one checking the old man, because Daaanty would have checked the old man if he was thinking about it a long time ago. So it's gonna have to click in his head at some point. Oh wait, I can do this now. And it looks like Daaanty is gonna finish Skull Woods here. So Daaanty is in item go mode, and but does not know where to go to find those last dungeons. And oneup needs a Thieves Town big key. And Daaanty checking the big 20, and it's Sick Kid, so you know, given that Daaanty has 4 pod small keys, the Thieves Town big key, and the gloves, he doesn't, even if, because he just completed Skull Woods, and so he knows, he would know that he's in item go mode even if he looked at the dungeons he has left to clear. So I would stop doing checks and start doing entrance checks. Oh, and it looks like he can finally check Spike Cave, but won't find anything. Well, could find the boots, I guess. Still looking for those.
This is interesting. oneup is sort of in the area of where GT is now.
Looks
no,
like
they're gonna go check Turtle Rock, and no, they're gonna do other things. What are they doing?
Yep, looks like a Turtle Rock entrance check here. So where is Daaanty headed?
We found King's Tomb in Turtle Rock entrance, which gave us nothing.
Did he... I thought Daaanty was the one that read Ped. Is he going to Ped?
Perhaps? I don't remember.
Oh, maybe oneup was the one that did oneup check Ped. So Dante's going to blind pull. So oneup getting the information that Thieves Town is the other red crystal. But I'm sure oneup kind of figured that one out. And it is an armor upgrade on Sahasrara.
Not that oneup really needed it, since they have 16 hearts now.
Yeah. You never really need red mail. It's nice to have. Oh wait, he didn't find the other blue mail. Where was that?
The other mail upgrade was in the top of Ganon's Tower somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which is the place that oneup needs to go, Ganon's Tower.
I think oneup is... I saw some hesitation, so I think oneup is trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel for ideas.
We find, in the bumper cave in bottom entrance, we find Graveyard Ledge.
And a map But Daaanty says, I don't need that. I know where I need to go. And one up doing the blacksmiths.
Also looks like they're going to do Hammer Peg Cave. So Daaanty doing the well, the thing that we knew about a long time ago but could never do. And there's the Bombos medallion. Also, one up forgetting that the Smith is not in their vanilla location today, that is up in the Lumberjack house up in the Light World. And I don't actually remember if they were the ones that found that or not, but I do know that's where that is. Judging by the way that the direction they're going, I think they do know that's where that is, yep.
Alright, let's see what our smiths are cooking up.
Oh, they're the boots today! Wow!
Yep, our smiths are cobblers today.
Oh, and we finally find the dark. Oh no, we found that earlier. I just forgot about it. The Dark World Bomb Shop has now been found by Daaanty. So another thing that Daaanty can't get to without mitts. Oh, he's thinking about it. Oh, never mind. He scrolled past the Mountain Cave selection there.
Yeah. So the gears are definitely turning on Daanty's side. He's in think mode. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, there's one way in and one way out of Mire area, and it's not something that you're just gonna stumble upon because you start at the mountain cave.
Alright, well, Daaanty's now going to go clear ice. This is something they can do. Of course, they'll be missing the big chest, but that's inconsequential at the moment.
Yeah, at least it'll get done. And it looks like one up is back in Turtle Rock to check out the lava chest.
Did one up check the King's Tomb spot just then?
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Tracker. Literally Jen says yes. Oh, that's the Turlock left entrance right there. Okay.
And Magic Bat has another pod small key for oneup, but yeah, oneup they don't care anymore.
Looks like they're gonna go turn the mushroom in.
So now Daaanty can access the. Oh, look, it's the big key of ice.
That's French vanilla. It's in this. The place for that is vanilla is right in this room.
So, well, now won't have to worry about leaving the big chest behind. And oneup is in ice as well. And
Nothing but a bunch of money.
Yep, Daaanty cashing out, and now we get to see Cold Stare. So maybe Cold Stare has well, what could Cold Stare even have? Butter?
Yeah. A blue boomerang. No, we already saw that. We saw that in the library. That's about it, I guess. Another pod small key.
Ooh. But Daaanty has a fairy, so he's good.
GFE, we found both mail upgrades already.
So the interesting thing is, oneup has to search for an item. Daaanty, all he has to do is save and quit to mountain, turn around, and walk out the back. And at any time that could happen.
Daaanty probably going back to the Dark Death Mountain now.
Alright, so One-Up is about to fight Coldstare, Daaanty getting red mail. And yet another not mountain cave start.
Can't imagine how Daaanty must be feeling right now, having been, you know, hopelessly stuck for so long.
Well, you look at the stack of items that you've obtained, and you sit there and you think, okay, if I'm here, you gauge where the seed took you, and if anything had a large curveball or anything like that, and I could say that Daaanty would probably feel secure in maybe that he has a Thieves Town big key advantage because it's in such an awkward location. But at the same time, you gotta wonder, okay, is anybody done yet? has One-Up done yet?
Yeah, probably at this moment they both feel behind just because, you know, neither of them are in go mode. It's, yeah. Alright, it's thinking time for Daaanty. He must have exhausted his last location he could have done up until this point. Okay, save and quit. Where to? He's on the menu screen, or on the opening menu screen.
No mountain cave this time. It's one of those things that he doesn't know about until it clicks in his head. It's gonna be a matter of time, perhaps. It may never click, possibly, but it's one of those things that you don't remember it exists until you do. Because I think that break there, he may have taken some time to take inventory to see what he's checked, and at this point, I think he's kind of surmised that he's checked everything that he can. But One-Up's gonna run out of item checks at some point, and he's gonna go to GT eventually. Daaanty may all it takes is him to come to the realization that he can go out the back of Mountain Cave, and it's a matter of how long does it take for him to realize this, because there's nothing holding him back.
Did we ever figure out where the... Do you remember where the Old Man Cave was?
Spiral Cave, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's, again, it's not something you're really gonna stumble into.
So he's just to the bottom, just down and to the right of it. It's just up there. Save and quit. Okay, this might be the GT play from 1UP. This could be over pretty soon.
And there it is. 1UP headed to GT, making the climb first. Daaanty has very little time. Even if he went to Mountain Cave right now, I'm not sure, unless 1UP never thought to go to the big chest, which, I mean, it's a possibility, but not likely. Yeah, they found the Hyrule Castle small key and did Back of Escape.
So I think Daaanty knows at this point that they need to find a connector cave to where he needs to go because he has nowhere else to go but connector caves.
Yeah, and this is this is the type of error that, it never feels good, like, this is the type of, thing that we don't like to see in the runners, is them getting stuck. So it's always exciting to have them, like, make the plays that work out, make the plays that don't work out, but, if you completely miss something, that's a totally different story. I'm referring to Daaanty not checking the back of Mountain Cave because it's obvious. Like I said, if it was on his mind, I think he would have checked it again, or something. But it's obviously not his mind because it's not. It's because it's an easy check to make. Because you just gotta save quit and go out the back, but it's just one of those things that just hasn't clicked yet. And now Daaanty is checking every entrance he can find. I think Daaanty just wants off Mr. Ganon's wild ride. And here comes the play. 1UP going for the big chest. So, 7-8 time. GT double dip was maybe forced. I can't tell if it was forced. I don't remember where the GT big key was, and if you would have had access to it before coming here. But the Thieves Town big key is in the big chest. So yes, then the GT double dip was forced because Bo was in Compass Room. And here we go at 2 hours, 56 minutes, and 54 seconds. One Up is finally in go mode.
All they have to do now is go beat Blind and go beat Ganon. That is it, and they will have beaten Daaanty.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you still have to go through the motions to get the maiden and all that stuff, so yeah, Thieves Town Go mode is not one of the better ones. Nice dash there by One Up. And Daaanty again, gonna do some more exploration here. And we are nearing the 3-hour mark, so I want to take this time, since One Up is in go mode, give these runners a follow for enduring this slog of a seed, and it has not been a nice seed. One Up grabbing the quote-unquote maiden and going to kill Blind. All right, Blind, here we go. Nice sword scripted fight. Almost getting it. Taking down Blind, and off we go to Ganon.
Alright, so One Up has all 7 crystals. That is the goal of these entrance random seeds. And once she has all 7 crystals, Ganon becomes vulnerable in Phase 4. And then you can take him down.
And 1UP gonna roll in with some extra bling with those 4 pendants. 3 pendants. It's been a long seed.
Hey man, Entrance Randomizer does that to you.
Hi Ganon, it's been a long time, so it's time you die.
Please just make this quick so we can be done here, because I'm done with this.
And 1UP using Cape Stress just to ensure a quick phase 2. And now comes the phase 3. Ganon, please hold still so I can hit you.
Man, who knew bacon could be this magical and teleporty?
Did you find silver arrows in Palace of Darkness? Here, let me show you.
Whew, that almost was a little bit of time loss there for Lona. They nearly fell just then.
And down goes the pig. oneup40, taking down Ganon, and it will cross the final bridge. And we'll get an official time and maybe some thoughts.
And with that, 1UP has come in first place with this race with official SRL time of 3:02:52. Get your GGs in chat. And with that, we can go ahead and confirm that Daaanty has indeed forfeited from the race. So we will be getting both of them in here for.
What a seed. So we're just waiting for Daaanty and 1UP to head on over. All right, we're joined by Daaanty, GG, and how do you feel about this seed?
Oh man, I got my Fitbit steps in today.
And we're now joined by 1UP. GG, congratulations on the win. And what are your thoughts about the seed?
That was a seed, that's for sure. I don't know. It just seemed like everything about that seed was pretty awful. Like as soon at the near the beginning, I saw that Moon Pearl at race game, and I knew that this was going to be a crazy seed.
Yeah, that Moon Pearl. It turned out to be a. All right, let's find the mirror so we can get that Moon Pearl or the race game left connector.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that connector would show up like way before the mirror did. I figured like if I bank on the mirror, it's not going to show up. And then, that showed up and then it became, all right, well, where's the boots? Where's the flute? Whereas anything that's anything of a resemblance of a convenience item, and there was literally like none.
Yeah, and I know that for getting the back of old man was the issue, but even so, you had quite a strong advantage having that Thieves Town Big Key for quite some time. And all it took was, one of those simple, it could have happened at any moment. You turn around and just go out the back of old man, and it could have been there. So, like, you did well throughout the seed, and unfortunately, that's the way entrance goes. It really kind of just drags on your mind, and it's so hard to remember absolutely everything.
Yeah, and I didn't say this earlier, like in voice, but GG's to 1UP. We were chatting a good bit there while the delay caught up in IRC. But the scenario of the old man, I've never thought of that. I've seen that connector; it's always shown up, and that is the one connector in all the entrants that I've played, which has been like a hot maybe 15 seeds total. I just it's like doing homework and then the teacher throws you're studying math and then all of a sudden you get a science test or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I've done a few entrance seeds too, and I can't think of the last time I've ever had to do the back of Old Man's Cave like that. But near the beginning, I had that ramp and I had found the old man. I'm like, I'd better go back there and see what's back there. All of a sudden I popped out into mire and I'm like, oh, that's important.
So who out of us, and I know we got to wrap up, but who got the glove first?
1UP did.
Okay, because I think I was at somewhere like 2 hours, almost 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, I can finally pick things up. This is great. And then when entrances didn't start showing up, I was like, oh, well, and the rest is history of
Yeah.
the back of the mountain.
Yeah, and the thing was, we were saying, okay, well, if he doesn't know about that, maybe he can somehow stumble his way into Flute and Titan's Mitts. But the seed had other plans and put the Flute and Titan's Mitts in pod.
Yeah, it was totally nasty seed. This is pretty fun. Congrats to 1UP for finishing it, because if I hadn't have been told, I literally would have just kept walking around. I was like, either I'm going to wait him out and have him forfeit, or he's going to finish ahead of me. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy seed, and GG to you too. Yeah, that was something.
And shout outs to the trackers and comms and restream and all that. These entrants can be quite long. So, thanks obviously for jumping in and doing the commentary and all for this long, long marathon, I guess.
Yep. And thanks to our runners for putting on a great race and suffering through some cross keys. I bet you're excited to be back to somewhat normal for a little bit next week.
Normal's gonna feel so weird. I mean, if I'm being honest, when you walk and go into Hyrule Castle and it's actually Hyrule Castle, it's the most odd feeling now, I think.
Yep. But give these runners a follow. Also follow my co-commentator Relkin and our tracker, literally Jen. Relkin, you got anything else left to say about this seed or about this race?
Well, sorry I had to go down the way it did, but I just wanted to fit in some entrance cross keys before that leg of this whole Randomizer League season is over. And unfortunately, it ended up being one that locations were unknown, and honestly, it happens. People that aren't really familiar with entrance randomizer, like myself, would probably have forgotten something like that. It's just unfortunate, but hey, you do what you know how to do.
Yep, could have been worse. It could have been the 4-hour seed from earlier this week.
Oh goodness. I have to go back and watch that one, I guess.
So, yep. And if you're looking for some more action for the league, we got the 7:30 coming up real soon here. That's going to be on Speed Gaming 3, so same channel. And that's Team Awesome versus Blind Spandaliers, The Lane versus Ursula 4115.